Polygon has decided to go full force and talk about Persona 5's translation errors. Despite the fact that most critics have agreed that Persona 5 was translated very well, its localization was handled very well, and Atlus has done a great job in writing the dialogue and translating it over from Japanese to English, this person at Polygon apparently thought it was a mess and deserved to be talked about. She goes on to explain how she is a translator, and of course through playing this game, how she has mentally started to retranslate some of the dialogue back to the way that it should have been originally translated from the Japanese text. And apparently she's gone onto Facebook and talked to people who are in the same field that she has, and this is blowing up Twitter as people are just talking everywhere about how horribly translated Persona 5 is and how it deserved better. This is the first I'm hearing about it. I really have not heard too many people who have complained about Persona 5's translations, especially since, like I said, most critics have praised its translation efforts and saying that Atlus has done a very good job. So we're going to talk about some of these dialogue lines that she has mentioned have issues. So here they are. He healed himself. Is it because he ate those inside there? What kind of stupid phantom thief would use their real name? I'm not down for that. I don't really see a problem with that line. I know exactly when that line's used, and it felt like it fit. Why do I, the one who was just watching, know more about it than you two? Don't really see anything wrong with that one either. I hope she doesn't torment herself over this. When it comes down to it, women don't hesitate. I don't see anything wrong with that line. I remember how that one was used to, and it felt natural. Anyway, it can't be helped. In that case, time for you to go to hell. I don't see anything wrong with this line either. What nonsense that you use a mousetrap on me. And I don't see anything wrong with that line. Most of these all felt natural in the game, enough that they didn't take me out of the game or the immersive experience like this person has clearly stated that they do. All of these lines were delivered from Morgana, being a cat or a cat-like creature in the game. So it makes sense that a line, "What nonsense that you used a mousetrap on me," would play into the dialogue. And it never really took me out of the game. I really liked Morgana as a character. His lines just added to his character. And they really did. And I had no problem with it. As a matter of fact, I liked him more than Teddy when he was in bear form. It took actually Teddy getting into the real world and becoming a human for me to actually really start to like him as a character. And right from the get-go, Morgana was able just to grow on me just like that. There was something about Morgana that I just liked, and it carried on throughout the game. So let's talk about what this writer's problem with Persona 5's dialogue is. Here's what I think. I think at this point they are trying to find such small things to nitpick at because they somehow want to shine Persona 5 in bad light. Because I somehow still think that Polygon is upset in a lot of ways because they were not happy with some of the design choices that Atlus had made during Persona 5. I'm not going to get into those in this video, but I really do. I feel like they are trying to nitpick at it and shine a little bit of bad light on Persona 5 simply because it has gotten so much praise for its localization, for just everything this game has done. I feel like they're trying to find small little nods to try and bring this game down a notch. And these lines are so small, so insignificant, and the fact that they're going through and pulling these apart is just ridiculous. Like, unless you're seriously a translator, or unless you are a grammar major that picks out a bunch of these things and, this is how you speak proper English and shit like that. These are small things you're not going to notice. I mean, we're playing games for the average Joe. No joke. And when characters talk, not every character is going to use proper English. Not everybody you speak to on the street uses proper English. People use words in English all the time that are misused or not used in the correct way because that's just the way people talk. not everybody is going to have a well college educated background in grammar that they're going to be able to talk about this agenda. And I don't know. I really think these are so small and so minor that the person who wrote this article, like I said, at this point is nitpicking. And this is coming off of the release of Mass Effect Andromeda, one of the most horribly written games ever. Like, when you have a character who makes a comment on "my face is tired from dealing with all of this," and her face doesn't move, and she becomes a meme of the internet, rightly so, that's some horrible dialogue in itself alone, but it's made even better by the fact that her face doesn't move. That is just one of the many, many problems Mass Effect Andromeda has. But you think about it, Persona 5, how much text is in that game? How much dialogue is put into that game? 100 hours alone of just story content. That's not including talking to every social link. That's not including talking to every NPC that's not a confidant. That is not including some of the other things that I may have missed during my playthrough. But they find such small things to try and nitpick at over this huge amount of text that had to have been translated. And this is what they've decided to nitpick at. I think Atlas has done a great job at localizing Persona 5. Atlas has always done a very good job at localizing their games, period. And Persona 5 is no different. It's just Polygon trying to keep themselves relevant in modern day gaming journalism because they don't know how to get people to click on their site without stirring up controversy some way or another. And that's really what it boils down to. Don't let Persona 5 be squandered if you're looking into playing it, because Polygon has to say bad things about its localization. Take it from people who have played the game, take it from the other critics who are praising its localization and saying they've done a very good job with it, and don't pay Polygon any heed. Like I said, I think at this point they're just trying to get a different opinion out there because they want to feel relevant. They want to say, look at what we're doing. We're standing out from the crowd and we're challenging its localization because it should really be called out for the shit that it is. And you know what? I guess to each their own, but I really do feel like this article is more or less just finding small things to nitpick at this time. Thoughts, opinions, leave those down below in the comment box and let me know what you guys have to say. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links down below in the description. Hit subscribe there for new content will come your way. You guys have been watching The Spoony Bard, and most importantly, stay happy, be happy, game happy. The Spoony Bard is checking out.